So I know some folks are curious about coming back to Nigeria and being attorney in Nigeria, and I know you have a couple of questions. Welcome to Achibon Speaks. Feel free to ask me any kind of question about returning to Nigeria. Go ahead.
Where are you licensed to practice law?
We have license to practice law. Basically, I'm licensed to practice law in the United States. In the United States, there isn't a general license to practice all over the country. You can only practice in states. So I'm licensed to practice in Maryland, the state of Maryland, and I'm also licensed to practice in Washington, D.C. And of course, now I'm licensed to practice in Nigeria.
What made you decide to practice law in Nigeria?
Well, one of the things I want to do is to give back to the country, to the people of Nigeria and to the country of Nigeria as well. And having had some experience outside of the country, I felt it imperative that I come back and contribute my own quota. And one of the ways I know how to contribute right now is to also practice in the country of Nigeria. So that's why I decided to come back and practice.
How did you go about obtaining a license to practice law in Nigeria?
So in August of 2022, I did apply to the law school in Nigeria. I obtained my transcripts from my law school in McGeorge School of Law and also my law school in George Washington University in Washington, D.C. I sent it to the law school in Nigeria. I was admitted into Bar Part 1. Started Bar Part 1 in January of 2023. Finished mid-year I believe that was about July of 2023. Got my results in November of 2023. So I passed Bar Part 1. That was fantastic. I got admitted into Bar Part 2 and I started Bar Part 2 in January of 2024. I must say that in Bar Part 1, you can only take Bar Part 1 in Abuja. Bar Part 2, you'll now be sent to different campuses in the Federation of Nigeria. I took Bar Part 1 in Abuja. Bar Part 2, I was admitted into Port Harcourt campus, and that is where I did my 1 year of Bar Part 2. Passed my Bar Part 2 in, I believe that was, the results came out in June of 2025, and then was called to bar 9th of July 2025.
What would you like to see change in the legal system in Nigeria?
Gosh, I'd like to see expeditious adjudication of cases. It just takes too long and people lose hope. And then when people lose hope, they don't bring cases to the court anymore. And where you have a situation where people do not bring cases to the court, you are inviting self-help. And self-help never really resolves the problem because self-help leads to vengeance and revenge and misapplication of the law, right? So that is one thing, expeditious adjudication of cases. And secondly, I'd like to see recording devices in court so that we don't have judges having to write everything that is transpiring in their court in longhand. It just is not feasible, is not applicable, is not done anywhere else. But here in Nigeria, and we must move with the times, have audio recording and video recording of cases in court so that we can have proper transcription of what actually transpired, and then where you have review of the cases, we can have the appropriate review of those cases.
Thank you for speaking to us.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.